Hello and welcome to Queen's Brexit. I'm Tom Darwood and I'm making this impromptu talk on Sunday the 17th of March 2019. In this talk I hope to convey how Her Majesty herself has created a roadmap similar to the roadmap of myself when incidents in her life and in my life points to a certain direction. And I want to convey to you how I believe there are road signs of a regal nature which points to Brexit. It begins with this speech which Her Majesty made on her 21st birthday in South Africa. And only in recent years did I learn of this speech. It is a famous one, or rather, the speech is not famous, but the text, when anyone thinks about, even thinking about Her Majesty abdicating, they say she will never abdicate because she's made a pledge. She's not going to abdicate. I didn't know till recently that she actually made this pledge against a resolution. And it was made before Her Majesty acceded to the throne when she was 21 to celebrate her 21st birthday in South Africa. And the gist of it is three things. One is the pledge that she will serve for her entire life. And it is noticeable, she's not alluding to whether she's monarch or not. She wasn't a monarch at the time. She was merely saying, I will serve because I'm part of the royal family for my entire life, whether it be long or short, be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family. That is interesting, isn't it? Secondly, who is she addressing? She is addressing the Commonwealth, and essentially at that time the closing of the British Empire. The third thing we must note as even more important than the first two, and that is the substance of her speech. Here it is vital to grasp the substance of what Her Majesty is saying in this speech. So the pledge is to serve a group of people, that is, I nearly said her subject, but she's not yet subject as Queen. She's Princess Elizabeth. But because this is the only speech that I can think of in which we all remind ourselves that Queen never puts a foot wrong. She's never made a statement at all about what she thinks. This speech tells us what she thinks, because it is said on her 21st birthday, and she's carrying it throughout her entire life, which means we can take it on board that when she acceded to the throne, she also took this substance on board as her legacy, so to speak. So let me convey to you what it is that is in this substance, in this speech, that I find so profound and remarkable. It, at its centre, it alludes to the British Empire, but it also alludes to a period of time when she quotes William Pitt as having saved England by her exertions and would save Europe by her example. But in our time we may say that the British Empire has saved the world first and has now to save itself after the battle is won. The kernel of the letter is pinpointed on these two subjects. One is the exertion, that is the effort of the British people to save herself, which would save Europe by her example. Can you see Brexit in this? I can. She then went on to say, but in our time, we may say that the British Empire saved the world first and now has to save itself after the battle, meaning the Second World War, is won. I think this is an even finer thing than was done in the days of Pitt. Hallelujah. Can you see that? Now I'm going to say this. In my letters to Her Majesty the Queen, I made it very clear that I said this, one of many things, but this was one of the most important ones. I said the British Empire was the most distinguished illustration of the gift of comprehension to service the call to duty. That is, the British Empire was the most distinguished illustration of how to go about creating a nation inspired of art and science, inspired of divine intervention. You see the connection. How this applies to Brexit is very, very simple. Britain must offer the EU a joint venture which will benefit the EU even more than it will benefit Britain. And the way to go about it is to lobby the United Nations to turn it into a nation-building institution. That transfigures the British Empire, or rather transfigure what created the British Empire to go through the authority of the United Nations and to help despotic nations around the world